we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 6. So you'll smoothly get together.
So we are reading the translation from 27.
Yeah, and then we'll go here.
And then only the translation. And then the one verse that we focus on is 39. So
39?
Yeah, so we'll read all the shlokas and everything from
until 39?
Yes.
Okay, you want me to read the
translations, and then on 39 we'll read all the Sanskrit part, word to word, and purport.
Okay, so now I'm doing the translation. Okay, you have a lot of sloka. You are studying a lot of sloka at the same time. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
All right, so we'll do this translation starting by text number 27.
Yeah, we can read it all together.
Okay, we read together. It's even better. So you won't notice my accent. So good.
So your accent.
You love my accent?
We love it.
All right. I'm the only one who doesn't love it. All right. Translation 27 together. Then Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, after offering their respectful obeisances to Lord,
returned to their abodes. All the demigods then approached Maharaj Bali. Maharaj Bali, the most celebrated king of the demons, knew very well when to make peace and when to fight. Thus although his commanders and captains were agitated and were about to kill the demigods, Maharaj Bali, seeing that the demigods were coming to him without a militant attitude, forbade his commanders to kill them. The demigods approached Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochana, and sat down near him. Bali Maharaj was protected by the commanders of the demons and was most popular, having conquered the entire universe. After pleasing Bali Maharaj with mild words, Lord Indra, the king of demigods, who was most intelligent, very politely submitted all the proposals he had learned from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. The proposals submitted by King Indra were immediately accepted by Bali Maharaj and his assistants, led by Sambara and Ashwini, and by all the other residents of the Tripura. O Maharaj Parikshit, chastiser of enemies, the demigods and the demons thereafter made an arrangement between them. Then with great enterprise, they arranged to produce nectar as proposed by Lord Indra. Thereafter, with great strength, the demons and demigods, who were all very powerful and who had long stout arms, uprooted Mandara mountain. Crying very loudly, they brought it towards the ocean of milk. Because of conveying the great mountain for a long distance, King Indra, Maharaj Bali, and the other demigods and demons became fatigued. Being unable to carry the mountain, they left it on the way. The mountain known as Mandara, which was extremely heavy, being made of gold, fell and smashed many demigods and demons. The demigods and demons were frustrated and disheartened, and their arms, thighs, and shoulders were broken. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who knows everything, appeared there on the back of his carrier, Garuda. Observing that most of the demons and demigods had been, the Lord glanced over them and brought them back to life. Thus they became free from grief, and they even had no bruises on their bodies. The Lord immediately lifted the mountain in one hand and placed it on the back of Garuda. Then he brought one to the back of Garuda and went to the ocean of milk, surrounded by the demigods and demons. Thereafter, Garuda, the chief of birds, unloaded Mandara mountain from his shoulder and brought it near the water. Then he was asked by the Lord to leave that place, and he left.
Such a story, huh? So now we do the sloka. Okay. Avaropya girim shangdat.
Avaropya girim shangdat.
Suparna patatham varaha.
Suparna patatham varaha.
Yayo jalanta yusrijya.
Yayo jalanta yusrijya.
Harinamsa visarjitaha.
Harinamsa visarjitaha.
Avaropya girim skandhat.
Avaropya girim skandhat.
Suparna patatham varaha.
Suvarna Patatambara.
Yayo Chalanta Utsricha.
Yayo Jananta Utsrija.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Avarokya Girim Standat.
Avarokya Girim Skandat.
Suparna Patambara.
Suvarna Patatambara.
Yayo Jalana Utsricha.
Yayo Jananta Utsrija.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Avaropya Girim Skandat.
Avarokya Girim Skandat.
Suparna Patambara.
Suvarna Patatambara.
Yayo Jalanta Udasraya.
Yayo Jananta Utsrija.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Avaropya Girim Skandat.
Avarokya Girim Skandat.
Suparna Patatambara.
Suvarna Patatambara. Yayo Jananta Utsrija.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Harinasa Visarjita.
Avaropya.
Everyone has a chance to know this.
Okay. There's still some.
Avaropya Girim Skandar.
Avaropya.
Girim Skandat.
Suprana Patatambara.
Supana Patatambara.
Yayo Jalanta Utsrija.
Yayo Jananta Utsrija.
Harinasa
Visarjita. Harinasa Visarjita.
Good, thank you very much. All right, now word by for words. Havaropya,
Avarokya.
unloading. Girim, the mountain. Shangdat, from his shoulder. Suparna, Garuda. Patatam, of all the birds. Vara, the biggest of most powerful. Yayo, went. Jala ante, where the water is. Utsrija, placing. Harina, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Saha, he, Garuda. Visharjata, discharging from that place. Translation. Together or together? Therefore.
The chief of birds unloaded the mountain from his shoulder and brought it near the water. Then he was asked by the Lord to leave that place, and he left.
Purport. Together?
Anyone?
A turn, okay, go ahead.
Garuda was asked by the Lord to leave that place because the snake Vasuki, who was to be used as the rope for churning, could not go there in the presence of Garuda. Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, is not a vegetarian. He eats big snakes. Vasuki, being a great snake, would be natural food for Garuda, the chief of birds. Lord Vishnu therefore asked Garuda to leave so that Vasuki could be brought to churn the ocean with Nanda mountain, which was to be used as the churning rod. To continue?
These are the wonderful arrangements of the Supreme Personality of God. Nothing takes place by accident. Carrying Mandara mountain on the back of a bird and putting it in its right position might be difficult for anyone, whether demigod or demon. But for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is possible, as shown by his pastime. The Lord had no difficulty lifting the mountain with one hand, and Garuda, his carrier, carried all the demons and demigods together by the grace of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is known as Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic power, because of his omnipotence.
If he likes, he can make anything lighter than cotton or heavier than the universe. Those who don't believe in the activities of the Lord cannot explain how things happen using words like accident. They take shelter of ideas that are unbelievable. Nothing is accidental. Everything is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the Lord Himself confirms in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Maya dhakshena prakriti. Whatever actions and reactions occur within this cosmic manifestation all take place under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, because the demons do not understand the potency of the Lord, when wonderful things are done, demons think that they are accidental. First and in Bhaktivedanta Purpose, the 8th canto, 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Demigods and Demons Declared as Truths.
Thank you. Yeah, you were all good. All good all the time. Oh my God, let me run to the second. Show me the Tamina Tasmai Sigrid in the Mahas, Chitayaman Vistam, Savitamina, Putari Swayam, Pagaramayam, that is Swapam, but Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Swasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you very much to give me this opportunity to talk to you today. I'd like to be a little bit personal at the beginning, if you don't mind. I'm very pleased to see all of you here. And Bhakti Swami has mentioned to me many times that this Bhakti Academy was a wonderful program, and now I can witnessing it very personally. And I love very much your implication, your enthusiasm in that path or that science of Krishna consciousness. Is very nice. For us, for me, I will talk about myself. It's refreshing. It's encouraging, and it gives some value of all what is it that we do in Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness, unless Krishna talks to you personally, I hope not. But today, Krishna has this tendency to talk to devotee personally, and they get their orders directly from Krishna. And then there's no need to discipline. When Krishna talks to you, not very much need to discipline, but when you follow a process, discipline have to be there, and also like conscious and humility has to be there. Otherwise, like Prabhupada has mentioned once, he says, if Krishna talks to you, then what's left for you to listen to? But this Prabhupada has mentioned so many times that Krishna is not available. It's very, very, very difficult to get to Krishna or to connect with Krishna. It's not an easy task. Why? Because Krishna, when he gives himself, he's giving all. And he will not do such a thing to someone who has some restriction or is not at the level of giving. So would you give your love or your unconditional love to someone who you know that in the past is going to cheat you? I don't think so. Huh? It's not something that we are looking for. If we are ready to give our affection and our love and attention to someone, we expect at least the same. So Krishna is not a cheater, even though sometimes we call him the greatest cheater. But the way that Krishna cheats is to bring us back home, back to Godhead. In this story here, we understand that the demigod and the demon, they have made a trêve. In French, we call that a trêve. Trêve mean that they have stopped to fight. But you'll see a little bit later on, it will not last that long. When they will look for this nectar, the nectar of eternity, and when they will be suspicious, and because of their suspicion, fight will come back to get this, what they think is the proper channel to get this this eternity or this specific. But what something that they don't know and we should know, and all of you must know. I'm pretty sure. The reality is eternal, as the illusory is not eternal. It's just an illusion. And when you get into like Krishna's activities, you are actually performing in the level of that eternity. So no need to have this kind of this nectar. That could you imagine? You could get this nectar here around the well. How many countries going to fight for it? Everyone wants to be eternal in this well, no? So big kings and presidents nowadays, you know, they all want that, and they act as such. They act like they are eternal. They don't even know that they are already dead, pretty much. Especially when they take position. Usually they are not that young. They have they are quite aged in age. They are a little bit older, but they are so illusioned with the power, illusioned with temporary things that they forget what inside us. So yesterday we were with Maharaj in this yoga place, and this Vishaka was giving us a little bit kind of meditation, and just to make sure that we understand who we were, she was mentioning a few times that we're spirit soul, breathing, breathe out, and realizing that actually we're spirit soul. We don't have to talk about this. We are already spiritual. We are already like eternal. We have already an eternal relationship with Krishna. We have already, all that is there already. We don't have to look that far except within. And that open this door that bring us within, who is able to open it? First, of course, Krishna is always waiting. Krishna is always knocking on that door. And the spiritual master is always willing to open it. But for some reason, it's still locked. But the only person who can unlock that door, it's us. All of us. Each of us in this well can open that door. And if you open it a little bit, and you let this Krishna consciousness, or you let this parampara or Srila Prabhupada or getting in, and by being humble, and yes, you need help to contact Krishna. You need help to grow in Krishna consciousness. You need help to find back your identity. You need help to go back home, back to Godhead. You need help for this, because it's impossible on our own. Like sometime like here, some description of the Lord is being made in the purport. And Prabhupada has also point out few quality of God. And he is mentioning also this kind of pastime Krishna can manifest it so very easily, because it's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he can make it very attractive also, make it very in such a way that it's so wonderful, fantastic, so we get attracted for it, and we want to be part of it. This is and to connect with Krishna, there's a path. And I think that all of you right now today, you are in the properly situated. Sometimes when you know, people, I think that the first verse of the Bhagavatam, if I can recall, it been mentioned that this well, even from Brahmanas and sages, look real. Like when you go back, like whatever activity you have, or whatever activity non-devotee have, they really think that this is the reality. What do you think? It's difficult to know, huh? What is the reality and what is the illusion? I can tell you and reassure you today, what you're doing here, this is the reality. And what else? It's because it's And how to find out? Okay, Krishna has mentioned how to find out what is the reality and what is the illusion. You know what it is? Go. No, he says what is eternal is real. So you have to find out what is eternal and what is as temporary, it's illusion. Isn't it simple? Now you have to find out what is eternal. So you know the quality of the soul, Sat Chitananda Vigraha. So one of the quality of the soul is eternity. Isn't it? So now if you know that the quality of the soul is eternal, so whatever is related through the soul, it's real. And whatever is not related to the soul is illusion. So that you can make this distinction, isn't it? So you make this distinction when? Every moment of your life, every moment of your day, you have to be able to find out what's real and what's illusion. Like that. And when that you find that out, and you're growing in Krishna consciousness, Krishna mentioning you get peaceful. And when you get peaceful, you have also a peaceful mind. You're not agitated. In any situation, you can see devotee, they are not agitated. You have seen Maharaj, you have this opportunity here to have a sannyasi very dedicated, like Maharaj. And have you ever seen him agitated or angry? No, I never saw him. There's no need for anger for devotee. Of course, if someone is criticizing or someone is breaking Krishna's propriety as a devotee, we don't like it. That's for sure. Arjuna when Arjuna was like he thought that his reality was not to fight. He could have said, God talking to me, and he told me that not fighting. It wasn't the proper situation when you know that Krishna is by his side. But good enough that Arjuna knew that Krishna was like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he will address himself as such. In the Bhagavad Gita, you can see that Arjuna is addressing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as such is surrendering himself to Krishna. And then he says, I don't know what is my duty anymore. I don't know. I'm totally lost. So I need some guidance. That's good, isn't it? Instead of, oh, this is all Krishna's arrangement. This is very popular quotation right now. Someone being killed on the street, oh, Krishna's arrangement. Krishna's being protected, oh, Krishna's arrangement. Good thing happening to you is Krishna's arrangement. It's always Krishna's arrangement. Ultimately, it's Krishna's arrangement. But if it was Krishna's arrangement, anyone can tell me why Prabhupada left Vrindavan? I think that no one can argue here that when Prabhupada was in Vrindavan and living in this temple, I think that Radha Damodar, and he had his little room, I think it was all Krishna's arrangement, no? He would go in the morning out of the temple and then go by the Yamuna, collecting some water, coming back and doing his puja with the water of the Yamuna water. But he wasn't satisfied. Why was that? He was in Vrindavan. He was just by the samadhi of Rupa Goswami. Yeah, he was just by the samadhi of Rupa Goswami. Every day he would circumambulate there. And then he would collect fruit and vegetable in Vrindavan, bringing back, offering to his deity. So, but who can argue that it wasn't Krishna's arrangement? But Prabhupada wasn't sure that was Krishna's arrangement. He wasn't sure. So why is it that we are thinking sometimes, oh, this is all Krishna's arrangement? He wasn't sure. Why was he not? Because he knew people were suffering. A Vaishnava, you want to be a Vaishnava, that's good. but it comes with responsibility. You see people suffering. You see people being under the illusion. You see people trying to be happy or live their life without Krishna and always frustrated. So much frustration in this world. Frustration everywhere. No one is satisfied. Whatever what. And Prabhupada, he had also, because this is very important, the instruction of your spiritual master, even though Srila Prabhupada was such an elevated person, he gave all the credit of what he has accomplished to his spiritual master. And then there in his room, he was always thinking every day how to fulfill his mission that he received, the first meeting that he had with Bhaktisiddhanta. How to fulfill that mission, And then he came. And this is the result. Because otherwise, what is it that I know about God? Except what Prabhupada has told me. And whatever he has told me, then we take it seriously and we put it in application, and then we're growing like this. So as much as you grow spiritually, as much as you're going down materially. And in one point, you're totally under the will of the Lord, and dependent of Krishna at the end. So this is our quest, and this is our path. This is where we want to go, and this is what is satisfying for us. This is satisfaction come from there. No satisfaction come from material enjoyment. And to be peaceful, let's say that now you have some knowledge, and you're doing some non-spiritual activity, not big sin, small little thing. But your consciousness is hurting. Your mind is hurting you, or you don't feel good. But as long as you're engaged in Krishna's consciousness, anywhere, it could be anywhere in the universe, you feel good, you feel happy, you feel peaceful, and you know that. But I will never ever say that we have a direct connection with Krishna. I'm sorry, I cannot say that. I have connection with Krishna through parampara, through someone who has more dedicated this life or has more love, because sometime for Prabhupada it was a big austerity. He was the first to say it. It was an austerity to live Vrindavan and come here. And everyone was discouraging him also. But because he did it, now we are like, wow, like honoring him like anything. The same for Arjuna here. Arjuna could have said, I don't want to fight. This is Krishna's arrangement. I'm leaving this battlefield. That's it. We would never heard about Arjuna after that though. It'll be the end. But what made Arjuna great, he said to Krishna, you know better than me in spiritual life because you're Supreme Person. I'm your disciple. I'm your disciple. Now I'm your disciple. Just please instruct me. And Krishna, when he saw that Arjuna had this nice attitude, he said, all right, I'm going to teach you. First, whatever you're saying, you look good, but it looks like someone who doesn't know the truth. So I'm going to tell you what is the truth. So, and then, because he followed Krishna's instruction, he lost a lot. Arjuna lost a lot in this battlefield. All his relatives, he lost his friend, his son. He was not very happy. He never criticized Krishna. Hey, Krishna, you brought me here in the middle of the battlefield, and then I'm fighting, and I lost my son. I shouldn't have listened to you. Did not mention that. No. His faith into Krishna was total. And this is why today we're talking, when we talk about the Bhagavad Gita, we talk also about Arjuna, who took shelter. And Prabhupada took shelter also in his spiritual master, even though that he was such a great soul. And I think that what makes us great, it's because we're following, not because we're leading. Because a more secure place is when you are following the proper acharya. Though you have to be at least intelligent enough to find out and who to follow. And when you follow, as being a leader, there's always a chance of making mistake. All the time. Even Prabhupada, by his example, follow his spiritual master, like that. So even here in this situation, they think that they're going to be peaceful, they're going to be eternal and blah, 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 blah. But when they get to that part of this nectar, everyone wanted to fight for it. So it's not very good anyway. So what time we're finishing? Yeah, super question and super. Thank you very much for your attention.
We get till 8:30.
You were very attentive.
I just wanted to say something.
Yeah, of course.
You know that Bharatanatyam dancer in Montreal, the senior lady, she's been there forever.
Yeah, she passed away. She gave class? No, you mean Madame Nakra? Mamata Nakra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delhi, I think.
She passed away like 6-7 months ago.
Oh, okay. I've
You
known
want
her
to-
for a long time.
You wanted to
She
say?
told me once, some years ago, that after creation, this story was the first story that was like a musical, a dance.
Okay.
Like a theatrical presentation.
Yeah.
In history, you know, and if you go to places like, what's that, Angkor Wat,
Yeah, Angkor Wat, yes.
yeah, they have images of this snake and the mountain and all that, like very elaborate work. So it's a story that's well known from a long, long time ago. And
Yeah.
it was the first form of entertainment.
Yeah,
According to
there's traces of Krishna's story and pastime all around the world. Like Angkor Wat is Cambodia, not even in India. But India was Bharatanatyam before. India was all around. I think there's also some trace of some Vedic culture even in South America.
They found coins in China, right?
Yeah, also in China also. Yeah,
Coins of Vishnu, Narasimha,
yeah, the goop.
Krishna with the gopis.
Yeah, Krishna the goop. Yeah. That's great.
Let's open
Yeah?
up, let's say some questions or comments.
Just to take the questions into the class. You mentioned our spirit souls, right? My question is, when we go for Sankirtan or for any outreach programs, and when we tell people that you are not the body, you are spirit souls, most of them, they are super confused and they're like, what do you mean I'm not a body? How is like practically we can make them believe that they are spirit souls, like?
Of course, it's always nice. You want to give the knowledge and once. You put the knowledge in the pill and you give it to them. Bang. Huh? Today it's like that. Maharaj was talking about that yesterday. Everyone's just one shot. But sometimes I've seen Vaisheshika Prabhu distributing books. Sometimes they just say, hey, how you doing? So you're working around? So, and then they show them some picture, make them laugh. Building relationship, friendship. Of course, spirit soul, for us, especially in India, it's very easy to believe because it's the culture there. But here, You can have book. Some I've seen in the plane and then the plane in the train. There was this guy beside me. He had a book that thick, big book that thick. Some will write books on the soul that thick. At the end, they will say that I'm not too sure if soul exists. So, but at the same time, you meet people who are, it's evident for them also. So you have to size the person to you think you talk to. And distributing book is not very all good for others who you approach, but it's good for you too. Because false ego, it's acting there too. False ego, it's always there. Why is it I'm bothering people? Why is it I'm there? It's so difficult. That there's a big fight there. It's a beautiful fight actually. Better than demon and demigod. That fight against the mind, the fight against the false ego, this is a real fight. Because you have to get rid of this. This is illusion. False ego is an illusion. And the thinking that we have right now is quite influenced with all the materialistic activity that we have done and what's going on around us. So sometimes if people they might have difficulty, yes, you may say that. And it doesn't matter. They talk to the book, they talk to you. You should be pleased of yourself. You should be proud of yourself. And at the end, what counts is that you give them good impression. Vaisheshika says always that. Secret mantra. What is the secret mantra? Huh?
Whatever you wish.
No. What is the secret? When you approach someone, what is the secret mantra? Vaisheshika is going around all around the world to tell you the secret mantra. What is the secret?
Give them a good impression.
Yeah, this is like the attitude, yes. But the secret mantra I will reveal to you, and this is what is revealing to you. It's a perfect mantra. It's how is it going? How are you doing today? So how is your day today? It's just that. This is secret mantra. It's not very difficult to remember. It's not like something that because you will not be able to put the entire knowledge in the pill and try to give them that. It's impossible. It's come little by little. But I know this is also, I've been there too. Sometimes it's disappointing. You want to do so good. You want to do good. You're praying, Krishna, bring me the proper soul, bring me the proper person. And then you're praying. And someone said, hey, you bum, why don't you go work? You know? And then you think to yourself, okay, if Krishna is the controller, what is the message? The message is just to be humble and determination and no attachment. Attachment with false ego, it makes some fence between you and the person. You have to take those fence first. And in order to know this, like another good point that Vaisheshikas have mentioned is that just after this secret mantra, if someone say, "Hi, I'm doing good. I'm actually today it's a beautiful day for me," then you know that you can talk to that person. So it's very easy also to distinguish who wants to listen to you and who wants to be approached, who wants to discuss with you, just by saying, "How is it going today?" Something simple, very simple, like that. And then when the person is a little bit open, then you can give a little bit more. But sometimes I see us as devotees, we want to give them all the knowledge in one. Ma Vishnu, Kshirodabhakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, the ocean of milk, the universe is like an egg, very small, like a sesame street, like a seed, and then Mahavishnu floating in the ocean and all that. We wanted to give everything, but sometimes it's not necessary. That come little by little. And even here, I'm not sure if everyone has understood that we are spirit soul. It's difficult. Because if you have understood, like I said, then everything that related to the soul has to be first important, because it's the reality. So are we always acting such? No, so we have to work on it too. So this message from Krishna when you're approaching people is this, like this Sankirtan movement by Lord Chaitanya. You sing every day, eh? Like Chitoda Panamarjana. What does it mean? It means that you purifying yourself. Whatever you do through this process as one goal, to purify yourself at the point that you eligible to be Krishna close friend. And whatever happening to you, you have to be able to find it out and cultivate it. It's an inner process. And this is where you can work. You cannot work too much on others' art. Yes, you could, like Prabhupada was mentioning also. You give them a book, the book's going to preach to them. You may not be able to tell them that we are spirit soul, but Prabhupada he might be more qualified. By reading Prabhupada's book, you get knowledge and you get strength out of it. Sorry, I took some time to answer you, but at the same time, I just wanted to elaborate around this. So, any other comment?
Thank you for mentioning that it's our ahankara, false ego, sometimes make us feel like we shouldn't approach them to make it easier for them, or that sometimes really we are somewhere too far.
Don't forget, everyone is Krishna's devotee. Everyone is lovable. Everyone is in some way perfect. Everyone is like eligible to go back home, back to Godhead, to be Krishna's friend, to be Krishna, some relationship. Everyone has as good quality as yourself. So you can treat everyone like a friend. Hey, where have you been? When I was young, people was coming to us and I was saying, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you since a long time. How do you know me? They would answer that. And right because of this, because they felt that we have a connection. And it's true. The reality is that we have all connection. We are all connected here. And now everyone in the world is connected also through Krishna consciousness. We are not separated. We are individual, but at the same time we are connected through Krishna consciousness. And if you cannot see that, think inside yourself. What is restraining you? What is it that is restraining you? And then when you find out, then you work on this. Anything else?
Thank you very much.
Anything else or fine? Finished? You're so nice, you're so lovable. I'm so pleased to be here with you. I cannot express myself.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All grace for Prabhupada.